Hey, mathematicians, let me get here. So this is Mr. Mac helping you solve page, what was it, 18, Sam's Sewing Supplies. And I wanted to take you through some hints and tricks on this page as well. This is assignment number 2. We will be going over this assignment on Thursday via our live Zoom at 11 o'clock. So if you can't make it then, or you just want to get a jump and you need some help, this is the video for you. So we are looking at our ratio tables again. Yay. So Mr. Mac loves ratio tables. So this is called Sam's Sewing Supplies. I love that alliteration. Sam's Sewing Supplies. Anyway, Sam needs more thread for a sewing project. One spool of thread costs 72 cents. Fill out the ratio table below to find out how much 12 spools of thread cost. So we have the spools of thread and the cost. Just like before, we have one spool of thread costs 72 cents. Two spools of thread would cost, 10 spools of thread would cost, 12 spools of thread would cost, and then they have a blank here that we're going to fill in later. So firstly, you will want to fill in these blanks below so that will help you later with the problems that are coming up. So we know when we are going from 1 to 2, we're just doubling, right? We're multiplying by 2. And whatever we do to the top, we have to do to the bottom. I ran out of room. I'm going to put it right there. So 1 times, that says 2. I'm sorry for my writing, but 1 times 2 is 2. 72 times 2, when I double that, well, let's see. 70 plus 70 is 140. And then 2 plus 2 is 144. So when I have 2, it's 144. And then when I'm going to 10, let's see, I can go from 2 to 10, which would be 2 times 5 and 144 times 5. Or I could jump from 1 to 10, which is times 10. See, I like that better. That's going to make it easier for me. Then I can go 72 times 10. So 1 times 10 is 10. 72 times 10, well, let's see, 72 times 1 is 72, but I'm multiplying it by 10. So I have to put the place value of the tens place, which 72 times 10 would be a 720. And then if you remember, now we're up to 12. So here's the question for A. So we've got 144 and we've got 720. How can we figure out what 12 was or what 12 is? Well, I notice that, let me get another different color here. I notice that I have a 10 and I have a 2. When I add 10 plus 2, it gives me 12. Well, I can do the same thing for the bottom numbers. 144 plus 720 will give me the answer for 12 spools. Remember, the ratio, you'll do the same thing from the top to the bottom. When I'm adding the spools of thread, which would be 10 plus 2 is 12, I'm not adding 12 here. I'm adding the costs of 2 spools and 10 spools, which is 144 and 720. I'm going to let you figure that out, but I just want to show you. So, whoa, oh my gosh, Mr. Mac. All right, that was really interesting. But 720 plus 144 will be in this here, in that 12 spools of thread answer. So that would be the answer for A. And then B says, how would you figure out how much 24 spools of thread cost? Well, if I have this blank area here, I could put 24 in that section, and then I'm going to try to notice what happens between the 12 to the 24. I think you notice that if we double whatever answer we get in there, whatever answer you get from this 12 spools will be the 24. We're just doubling it, right? You're just doubling that. Okay, so that's for B. And then C says, write an expression with parentheses to show how you would figure out how much 24 spools of thread cost. So 24 spools of thread cost 72 cents. Or, let's see, you could say 12. So what we did was what Mr. McIntosh just explained was we said, well, we did 12 times 2, right? We doubled the 12 to get to 24. And then what we're doing with the 72 is multiplying the cost of 72 cents per spool. So you could say 24 times 72 or 12 times 2, which is what we did here, times 72, which is the cost here. But you could just use the ratio table to find that. All right, so then it's asking us to go down to number 2. So this is actually the answer for C. So that, or if you can figure out a different way to do the parentheses or something, you can do that. Number 2, you may skip or you can try, but Mr. Mack said in the directions that you could skip this one if you want, because it says Sam saw a sign advertising thread on sale. The sign said thread sale, 12 spools for 840 cents, 15 spools for 900 cents, or 18 spools for 990 cents. Now, I don't know why somebody would just talk about cents like that and not use dollars, but that's what they saw. So you can skip this, or if you want to give it a go and show Mr. McIntosh your math expertise, then please go for it. But you may skip number 2, which is the best deal, and show your thinking. These are ratios. So think about how you would solve that if you want to try it. So number 2 is optional. And then number 3, write an expression for the calculation. So an example, to find 18 times 38, I double 35, so I doubled this 35, and I have 18. So it becomes 70 times 9. But how would we write that as an expression? So they said, well, I would do 35 times 2, which is doubling, and then I would half 18, half times 18, which is the same as half of 18 is the same thing as half times 18. Or they said they could do 35 times 2, so that didn't change, doubling, times 18 divided by 2, because dividing means half. You're halving something. Divided by 2 means halving something. So A, there's only one problem here. It says to find 38 times 14, that's the original problem. What I like to do is I like to multiply 30 times 14. Okay, I can write that down. I'm going to get you started here. And then 8 times 14, because we're splitting the 30 and the 8. And then I like to add the 2 together. I think you can do that. So remember, once you do this page, pick either, if you want to tell me number 2, you can, but either pick number 1 or number 3 when you submit your assignment. Submit it with a video and explain to Mr. Mack or your teacher how you solved the problem, what your answer is and how you solve the problem. I want to hear your thinking. You do not need to send a picture of your assignment. If you did it on Kami like Mr. Mack did, you could submit your Kami and explain it, please. But I just want a video of how you solve the problem. Either number 1, which would be A, B, and C with your ratio table, or number 3. Okay? Good luck with that. All right.